I didn't know if you were like giving me the tonight on Debate Amongst Friends. NBA teams continue to improve while others are just sitting there with their hands in the cookie jar. Oh, that's so terrible. That's so terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, John Gotti is the worst. I just want you to know that. But tonight on Debate Amongst Friends, NBA teams continue to improve via free agency while others are still sitting there with their hands in the cookie jar. And then we're going to cover some WWE. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire with some predictions and more starting now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome to Debates Among Friends, live on YouTube and on Twitch. This is the 61st episode of the Sports Podcast on July 5th, 2017. Happy 4th of July for those that we missed. I am your host, the Professor John Gotti, and always by my side is he the meanest? Doc Nuff. Is he the prettiest? Doc Nuff. Is he the baddest mofo to ever touch a microphone podcast? Doc Nuff. He can't hear you. Doc Nuff. Yeah. How you doing tonight, sir?
Yeah. I'm doing pretty good, man. How about yourself?
I'm good. What an epic intro right there, sir. Oh my gosh.
I can't believe you just did that.
I thought that was the best intro we ever had. Whatsoever, hands down.
I knew that shirt was a bad idea.
Hand down, man down.
I knew it. That polo threw me all off. I knew it was going downhill once I saw it.
It was quite the hilarity, if I do say so myself.
now all I can do is savor the pleas.
Oh no! It starts. No, it starts! Oh no! Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you pick up the brand new Savor the Ples t-shirt on teesprings.com/store/debates among friends. Because always remember, don't feel sour. You go out there, you savor the Ples, and you get back in the game.
Hilarious. Well, we got a lot of free agent news and updates to go over. I mean, do you want to start from the beginning or do you want to start from the most recent? I mean, I guess that's where we should. Like, where do you want to start? I mean, this is kind of rough.
I mean, we can start wherever you want, sir. Let's get ourselves started with the free agency calamity, or as we call it, the NBA free agency madness. And let's talk about the most glaring, the most unpredictable, unless your name is Doc Ocean or Professor John Gotti, because we got those reads. Gordon Hayward heading to Beantown, to Boston.
I mean, I was okay with it until I realized that they would have to give up all of the players that I actually like there. I mean, you like Gordon Hayward on the Celtics without Avery Bradley, Jay Crowder, and Marcus Smart?
I feel like it's going to turn into a Carmelo Anthony trade.
Wow. Because, I mean, they were in the Eastern Conference, so, I mean, they don't have to. I didn't think they were going to do that much to sign Gordon Hayward.
Obviously, we now know wrong.
Yeah, because I expected Avery Bradley to be there.
I mean, either Avery Bradley or Marcus Smart, but not both of them.
And then also, you get rid of Jay Crowder. I expected Jay Crowder to be gone.
Yeah.
I expected some of the young guys to be gone.
Which is surprising, because the Celtics, don't necessarily do what the Knicks do, and I'm not going to talk about the Knicks all the time.
Well, maybe the reason why, I mean, think about it in another perspective. maybe the
Absolutely.
reason why the Celtics are getting rid of those young guys, those older guys, I should say, Marcus Smart is considered an older guy because they have so many rookies on the team. But you let Avery Bradley go, and you Gordon Hayward and let Tatum start
I did
three.
3, which is possible.
Yeah. And you still have Jaylen Brown. You still have James Young. You still have a whole bunch of young rookies on the bench that they can just plug and play at any given time. But as one Facebook friend of ours said, I guess the Cavs just have to play 2 or 3 more games
Yes.
in the playoffs.
I mean, my
don't
dark
know.
horse coming into the 2017-2018 season is going to probably surprise a lot of people, but we'll get to that in a second.
Are you talking about the Eastern Conference or the Western
Yes,
Conference?
the Eastern Conference.
Okay. I can probably see where you're going there, but
Yes.
I mean, there's a few dark horses. I mean, obviously, it's about to shake up. It's going to shake up, but
I mean, it's about time there's a shakeup happening. It's
yeah.
about time because the East has been laughable.
Yeah,
Past
but now
3
it's
years,
kind
they've
of
been
weird.
laughable.
But now it's kind of weird because now we got. I guess we can transition into this, but now you got people like Otto Porter Jr.
Signing
who
a max contract? Are you kidding me?
now let me ask you now because you know I have to go here with it.
I mean, even our boy Kiki even said, "What? Does he really deserve a max contract?"
I mean, think about it like this though. Would you now in this situation? I would say that you gotta agree that Harrison Barnes deserved the max contract over Otto Porter.
Talent-wise, absolutely.
I just want to make sure you said it.
I mean, I'll be a fool if I don't say that.
I mean, Otto Porter Jr. He has good potential, but the Nets, I mean, they really are just. It's like, you know that phrase "thirsty."
Oh
Like
no!
they're just like thirsty for talent.
No,
I was surprised
wait.
not
Are
to see
you trying to
Swaggy P.
tell me? Are you trying to tell the people that the Brooklyn Nets is a thought? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm surprised Swaggy P is not in the Brooklyn.
No, he's not, which is surprisingly, but he is going
to Golden State,
upstate
which I'm trying to figure out.
to the Warriors, which a heck of a
know.
deal. That's the J.R. Smith of the Warriors right there.
I'm just trying to figure out where are these teams, whose butt are these teams pulling this money out of? Because the money's not adding up to me. I don't know. Sure, I know the Warriors let JaVale McGee go and a few other guys go, but they re-signed.
Well,
Iggy.
they're letting them walk.
Yeah, they're letting them walk, but they re-signed Iggy.
Mm-hmm.
They re-signed Livingston.
Yep.
KD just signed. You got Clay. You still got
Draymond,
everybody else.
yeah.
You re-signed Durant. Where does the money come from? And the salary went down. The cap went down.
It only went down by $3 million though.
Yeah, but they were already
making
over.
it sound like it's like it dropped down like 25%.
But it is 25% when you're already over it in luxury tax.
That's the Cavaliers.
That's what I'm saying. Huh?
That's the Cavaliers.
The Warriors
Cavaliers is one of the highest payroll in basketball right now. I think the Warriors are like number 3 or number 4.
Now, another thing I can say that probably might be happening is maybe Durant hasn't signed his deal completely yet, or maybe Steph hasn't signed his deal yet, and that could be why they have the money, and that means they're going to go over the cap. I hate what you're doing because you're just making it look weird with that polo. If you want, yeah, if you just have that shirt on, it would be so much better.
The doctor is distracted right now.
Yeah, it's so weird. A t-shirt would have been great. Anything but a polo during the podcast. I feel like I'm underdressed now. I don't know what's happening here. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. But the Nets do seem kind of thirsty for talent. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I mean, think about it. Last year they gave Jeremy Lin a whole bunch of money. They could have went out and tried to get Rudy Gay. Like they could have tried to get some of these second, third tier guys, but Otto Porter. Well, I mean, also today we had Dion Waiters re-signing with the
The
Heat.
Heat, which I think was a great move for them.
I mean, also
They
taking him
they
away
were
from.
basically a playoff team with him playing. He was playing. He was having a career year.
I think he's a solid guy, a solid player. Some people don't like him, but I think he's a solid player. Obviously, they finally freed Chris Bosh.
Yep. Which freed up like over $50 million.
Yeah, I think he's going to get paid like $347,000 for the next. I want to say a couple years. I think it said, or in a couple months, something like that. But $347,000 to not play basketball. I mean, that's pretty sweet. Could you imagine getting $347,000 a year and to not do anything but breathe?
That's called living the dream, my friend.
That is.
That's
I
called
mean,
living the dream.
here's to Chris Bosh toasting to the good life.
Wow. I mean, do you want to tell people what tonight's sponsor is? Because you're definitely drinking it.
No, I thought yours was. I think people would be more inclined to know what yours is rather than my limited time summer shanty by Lennon Kugels.
I feel like that's a passive aggressive pitch for them.
Lennon Kugels.
They're not gonna pay us if you sound so downtrodden about it.
I guess there's so many syllables in here, so many letters. I don't even know what to emphasize. I can't tell if this is a K or an H. I just know it's summer shandy. It's so delicious, and most beers with lemon in it is pretty good. But also the Knicks get burned again because the Knicks continue to get burned.
Because it's the Knicks. You can say it.
Yeah,
Because the Knicks.
yeah. I mean, all they had to do was not sign Joakim Noah last year, and I think they would have been so much better. But of course, Dion Waiters going back to the Heat means he's not signing with the Knicks.
Nope.
Obviously, Derrick Rose is going to visit the Clippers.
Which they're gonna probably pay him, the $20+ million
I don't
a year.
think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
They
Nah.
lost Chris Bosh. They need someone.
You mean Chris Paul?
Chris Paul, Chris Bosh, Chris CP3. There you go.
There you go. Nah, I think he's going to get 15, 16 million.
It's gonna come on our ticker. Derrick Rose signed with the LA Clippers for like 25
No more than
million.
17. He's not getting 25.
25 million.
Nope.
For like
He's
the
not
next
getting 25 million.
for the next 2 years with a third-year player option.
Nah. He's too injury prone. Doc would be foolish to sign. I don't think so. 16 to 18.
This would be the year that Doc gets fired.
16 to 18 tops.
I'm okay with that. I'm just letting you know what's
He's
probably
not-
gonna end up happening.
I mean, who's got more reads in the library here?
That'd be Doc.
That's right. 16 to 18. If he's lucky.
hmm
Rondo, maybe 9 to 12.
Yeah. I can agree with the 9 to 12.
Yeah. With the Knicks.
I can
Causing
agree with
havoc.
that too.
And I think the Knicks are gonna trade for Ryan Anderson.
They're gonna move on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm serious. I think the Knicks are gonna trade for Ryan Anderson. I think
the people are telling
obviously-
the doctor to keep drinking his summer shanty.
No, I'm serious. I
I
really think
know
so.
you
I mean,
are.
clearly the Celtics could make a run for him, but that would just be too much. And then he would still have to waive his non-trade clause, which he's already said Cavs or Rockets. Again, it comes down to, do you want Kevin Love or do you want Ryan Anderson?
How about neither?
No, you don't have a choice between neither. You actually have Kevin Love or Ryan Anderson. But I really think the Knicks don't want to send him back east. So they'll probably send him out west
Yeah.
to the Houston Rockets for Ryan
Oh
Anderson.
my gosh.
It may be a second round pick.
Oh my gosh.
But then moving
Also,
on,
one of your other boys back in the Houston Rocket days, Patrick Patterson and OKC Thunder agreed to a 3-year, $16.4 million deal.
Which, I mean, the Thunder, with probably one of the biggest trades of the offseason,
Oh, absolutely.
because it was so random, and I don't think we got a chance to talk about it last week because it just happened. Paul George going to join Mr. Triple Double himself.
The reigning, defending, most valuable player.
He's not going to get triple doubles this year. Paul George is not going to let him rebound like that. Is it because I said Paul George is not going to let him rebound like that?
Oh no, it's something else that came up on
it. Did you just see that Derrick Rose signed for $13 million?
Nope, Derrick Rose signed for $20 million.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Not happening. But I mean, what do you think about Paul George to OKC? I mean, obviously, Q-Mart gave his initial six seed in the West.
Congratulations. I mean, there was a 6 seed last year, so I mean,
they were.
Did anything change?
They just lost 2 role players.
Yeah.
That's it.
For someone who's basically a year loan.
I just can't believe Indiana Pacers players. They get the players of the offseason so far. Because why would you trade for 2 role players? No draft picks. That was the main part that upset me.
That was the part that upset me as well, too.
They could have gotten a hefty ransom-esque deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they could have gotten the 3 players that the Celtics are offering right now.
Basically. And it's not like, Boston didn't try, because on draft night, according to the sources, the Celtics put everything on the table. And the Pacers walked away.
That's why I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the Rockets offered somebody. I'm sure the Cavs offered people, but nobody wants Kevin Love, of course. So they need to just stop it. They're stuck with that contract until it's over, and then he'll go somewhere else, maybe to New York or New Jersey. No, he'll go to Brooklyn.
Thank you.
He'll go to Brooklyn.
Thank you for making me feel better.
No. That's what I meant the whole time, Brooklyn. I didn't want to say New York because I knew you would be like, oh, he means the Knicks. But I meant Brooklyn.
Thank you.
Because that's where dreams go to die.
Oh, my gosh.
Sorry, Senor. October.
RIP.
But the only time the Nets are going to be good is when I take over in 2K17.
You beat 2K18?
Well, I could take over the Nets today in 2K17 if I wanted to.
Let's see. Other news?
I mean, I'm seeing a lot of different news. I'm seeing that Marc Gasol could be on the trade block soon.
That's crazy.
I do like what the Kings have done so far this offseason. I think that people are just sleeping on their moves. Mm-hmm. First, they draft De'Aaron Fox, and then they go out and I mean, I love the Zach Randolph pickup.
Absolutely.
Letting Rudy Gay go, I'm sure, was tough, but I mean,
you got Zach Randolph. They picked up George Hill.
Right. Which they didn't have to pick up George Hill, but I like the rookies. The rookie that they drafted. I like Fox. I think Fox could be the player that they need him to be.
Absolutely.
But obviously, similar to what we feel like the Knicks should do, that's what the Kings are doing. They traded DeMarcus Cousins. They got some assets, and now they're moving into position to make those assets work.
True.
So you're looking at, the new players, the rookies, and then you bring in veterans to help those guys along. George Hill and Zach Randolph, I mean,
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
With young players, like Willie Cauley-Stein, they just drafted Harry Giles. They got Skal Labissiere.
Yep.
I mean, they have the bigs in place who can you know,
It now looks like
such.
that Boogie Cousins trade doesn't look so crazy now.
And I don't feel like the Pelicans did enough. And keep in mind that the Kings still technically have Buddy Hield in too,
Yep.
who we saw last year in the summer league, and he was just okay. I mean, clearly we were seeing, you know, young fangirls fall down the stairs, but
No, you did not just say that. Oh my gosh. I can't believe he just said
out
that.
there NBA prospect hunting, and they're embarrassing themselves out there in heels that they can't walk in.
Thursday!
Yes, Nets style. Nets style. But other than that, I mean, I think that they did a great job. What do you think about the Cavs in this situation? I mean, clearly they did sign Calderon
And they
to
re-signed
replace,
Corver.
Darren Williams. Do you think that's enough to make it for them to make it back to the finals, or is their run over?
I don't think it's over. I think they're probably going to stick with their guns, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They do need a okay backup point guard to help out Kyrie.
That's Calderon.
Yeah. But they're still, heavily reliant on streaky shooters. And that's going to hurt them again.
I think that's where it's like, what do they do? Because they're so strapped for cash. Everybody in their starting lineup, and then the first three guys on their bench make at least $10 million. So it's like, think about it like this. Tristan, what, 18, 19 million. Kevin Love, 18, 19 million. LeBron, 20-something million. JR, 12 million. Kyrie, 15, 16 million. Shump, 9, 10 million. Channing Frye, 8, 9 million.
Yep.
So, I mean, Kyle Korver probably makes a couple good million. So, I mean, it's going to have, and I tell people, it's going to take a trade. And it might take a big one, but it would have to be to a team that has the cap room to take on these pieces instead of taking something back. Mm-hmm. For example, the Knicks, after they let go of Joakim Noah, they might be able to take one of the Cavs' rich contracts.
Oh, and Corver's making 3 years, $22 million.
So 3 years at $22 million, that's about $8 million.
Yep.
So, and I don't think he's worth that personally, but
I'm just saying, man. I mean, you're definitely, rewarding someone for being completely cold, and his job in the finals was to shoot threes.
He did nothing. Even though I'm sure he'll probably do better this year. But that's rough.
But that's this year. Last year definitely could have helped him out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
What do you think? What did you think about Paul Millsap going to the Nuggets?
The Nuggets are still an interesting team because they have the pieces to be really, really good.
Sure, except for now they lose Gallinari.
That's depressing.
Yeah,
that was depressing. I really wanted Gallo to come back, but it is what it is. Though it's part of the game, man.
They probably felt that you wanted him back, so they they did the trade instead of letting him test free agency. They was like, we don't want Gotti to have reads.
No, I don't think anyone wants me to have reads.
Except for me, of course.
But, I mean, could they still make a run? Maybe. Can Paul Millsap get them over that hump to become a playoff team? Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. I'm not thinking so.
The big story actually, speaking about teams, building something that could become really, really dangerous, the Timberwolves.
Of course, I mean, they've put together a nice team. They drafted well. They're doing it right, I mean, but it takes patience to get to that point. Because you think about it, they traded for Wiggins. They built up Levine and those guys before they traded them away for Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
They still have one of my favorite guards, which I wish we would have drafted, but I guess now it doesn't really matter. Crap, his name just escaped me that fast. Tyus Jones.
Yep.
And then you got, Karl Anthony Towns. You got Zhang. They got some other young guys on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yes, they're making moves that really move them.
I mean, they just signed Taj Gibson.
Which, Taj, I think the Bulls really ruined Taj. Like, they kept him way too long. They just ruined it. I thought he should have started in Chicago a long time ago, but they just ruined it. You don't think they ruined it?
I mean, they rode those wheels until it came off.
Yeah, now they're just kind of rolling down the street.
Wow.
Smoking Indo.
Wow.
Sipping on gin and juice.
Wow.
Sorry.
Are they laid back?
Like that. Money on my mind and mind on the money. What did you think about the Celtics just throwing away Kelly Olynyk? Like just throwing him in the Boston trash.
Someone has to go. I mean,
business
is business, man.
But just to throw him in the garbage?
Business is business.
I've never seen anybody thrown in the garbage like that.
It happens. They probably don't talk about it so much, but people get waved off.
Nah, I've never seen anything like that.
No, it happens.
Let's see, who else? I'm trying to think if there's anything else here.
The most glaring thing was the I don't know if you want to call it super max contract, but the max contract Steph Curry signed. The biggest contract, they said, in history. For the time being. Now.
Yeah, LeBron's going to get more money.
Of course.
Well, not necessarily. I can't say that because LeBron's not signing any more long-term deals. He's going to continue to take the 1-year deal to stay flexible. And plus, if he signs a multiple-year deal with Cleveland, like they're finished. It'll just be him by himself with 12 rookies. Could you imagine that? LeBron and 12 rookies? It'd be just like the old times.
I mean, maybe he wants that.
He wants to go back to Delonte West days?
Oh!
Hey, mama, there goes that man again.
Hey, ma. Hey, ma, how you doing?
Yeah, it's too funny.
I mean, then we have to talk about your Rockets.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to say.
Getting the name back.
And we traded everybody in the world, including people that we didn't even own the rights to.
You also re-signed your 7-foot center, Zhao Qi.
I think it's Joe.
Joe Qi?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Joe Qi, yeah. I finally figured it out, so I can stop calling him that Chinese kid.
Yeah, because we don't want Helen to be breathing down our necks, a la my neck, because you basically have amnesty.
Yeah, you continue to push the envelope though with Helen.
I don't know what you're talking about. Me and Helen had a great discussion before the show today. She said how much we was doing a great job, and even though we're controversial, we also bring home the cash. So as long as there's cash along with it, it's all good in the hood.
That explains the polo.
Oh no, he did not just say that. Oh my goodness.
That explains the polo. Now we're getting some.
Oh my goodness, who's trying to say I'm getting henpecked by Helen?
Now we're talking. But clearly the Rockets traded for Chris Paul,
I mean,
which
you gotta be joshing me, man. What robbery?
and it must be raining somewhere in the world. Baby, stop jumping around. Oh, that's too funny. But no, you don't want to get rained, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
You
because
don't
when
want
it
to get rained.
rains, it bores. And then
Ooh.
sometimes while it bores, it snores.
Bore! Bore!
No, that's not the good kind of bore. The bore we're talking about, that's a good one, is the one from Borderlands with Zero, the assassin.
Right. Boo. Borderlands. Boo. We don't do
Oh
that.
my
We don't
gosh.
talk Borderlands anymore. It's all about the division or nothing. We don't do addition. We don't do multiplication. Nothing else. But
Eventually,
division.
debates among friends will be, tinkering with the speedrunning community.
No, absolutely.
Hopefully get to do some stuff there. But, I mean, anything else that really caught your eye about the free agency? We have about 3 minutes left, sir. Anything you need to talk about? Other than, Andrew Bogut back on the free agent market after,
I don't care about Princess Peach. Um, I'm interested to see who Boston's going to trade with. Obviously, they're probably going to send all those guys to Utah, which is good for Utah because now
It
they
is
get a
great for
chance
Utah.
to. They get a chance to build. I like Avery Bradley. You throw Avery Bradley out there with Rubio. I think and if they get Crowder, that's not bad. Even if they get all three of them, that's not bad. I would take Marcus Smart and become the Utah Celtics.
The Utah Celtics. Basically, that's what the Nets were after the Carmelo Anthony deal.
You mean the Nets? You
The
mean the
Nuggets.
The Nets became
Sorry, I was reading Nets over here.
Yeah, the Nets actually became the Brooklyn Celtics.
The Brooklyn Celtics. You're right.
Yeah, so which worked for 1 year, but then it didn't work. So it was like, all right, that's enough. But yeah, nothing really else caught my attention. I mean, everybody was pretty much obviously not Brook Lopez. Blake Griffin re-signed with the Clippers. Fair or foul on that one? What do you think?
Meh. I mean,
do you think he just didn't want to play with Chris Paul anymore?
I don't know what it is. Like, you know how they say the circus is in town? They talk about like the Texas rodeo or the circus up in Chicago. Like, the Clippers by itself is a 3-ring circus because there's always some kind of calamity. They have the talent to be a Western Conference Finals team.
Well, they're gonna look completely different next year.
But now they're gonna look completely different. They don't have JJ Redick
it.
anymore. They don't got Jamal Crawford anymore. They don't got Chris Paul anymore. They have Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan.
And Gallinari.
And now Gallinari.
And future Chris Paul, Mr. Glass himself.
Derrick Rose.
They call me Mr. Glass. I'm sorry.
I can't with him tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I can't. I mean, he's on a different spectrum out here.
No,
but the Blake Griffin, I mean, do I really care? Not really. I mean, I've been saying it for the longest. He's just a guy who jumps high with a really bad jump shot. In fact, I'll probably say LeBron James has a better jump shot than him.
Because I know how much you hate LeBron's jump shot. Let me ask you this, because you didn't mention who your team was that you had as your dark horse in the East.
Do you know which one it is?
I mean, it was really either between your Philadelphia 76ers.
Not mine, but you're right. It's the 76ers.
And
I stopped you real quickly on that one.
And I mean, I was going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks because clearly they're making a push with the rookies that they drafted.
Oh my gosh.
I think it might just come back down to Q Rich. Oh, I just mixed two people. Q Mart's really his claim to it being about Jason Kidd.
Which I agree. I think I agree with them maybe like 2 weeks afterwards.
Yeah,
I was
because
like,
they
I feel like
lost.
that they can definitely make some noise if
Maybe
if
maybe
they
they'll get Phil
just
Jackson.
they get rid of Jason Kidd. I feel like they could really make a push if they get a good coach. I was talking about Mark Jackson being a great candidate to go out there and do that. If you think about what he did with Golden State
Yeah, I think he was
before
just 1 year,
before he basically got Tony Dungy.
I think it was just 1 year too. He joined the team 1 year too early.
Yes.
One more year, and he would have been still there. There's no Steve Kerr. There's no, but who knows what would have happened, though,
That's why I said
honestly.
he's the Tony Dungy of the NBA.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's coming. That's talking to a Bucks fan.
right, right. I know how it is to be Tony. I've read all Tony's books. I've experienced it with him. I felt
It was
bad
a
for him,
journey.
but of
It was a
course,
journey.
yeah, we won the Super Bowl. Then he won a Super Bowl, so that's good. That's good. So I know we got to move to goodness gracious, great balls of fire, predictions.
I don't
Um,
want us
Before we
to.
get there, though, I mean, tell the doc more about this rap battle that freaking Jay Rich just not stop talking about. I mean, my goodness.
So first of all, I'm gonna introduce it as the way that you wanted me to today.
Yes, please.
It's Epic Rap Battles of
Oh
WWE.
my God, that's classic. That's classic.
The Usos versus the New Day. Begin.
That's
Shout
actually.
outs to Nice Peter.
Yeah,
Shout outs to
listen.
Nice Peter and the Epic Rap Battles of History crew.
Nah, that was perfect.
But
That
it
was
was
perfect.
actually really entertaining.
I wonder why
Um,
they. I wonder why they did it. That's the one part I was wondering why. Like he was trying to educate me on the whole Wale ban, and I was like, why now? Like, why Wale back? Why this freestyle in the middle of the show?
I
What the heck?
mean, not to sound racist, but I mean,
Wow, it sounds racist already.
exactly.
Oh my god.
I don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
He already gets it.
I mean, why though? I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
New Day sells a lot of stuff. Usos finally became heels, although they're still kind of liked. I mean, why not? New Day introduced a lot of the video game culture. To Usos
Mm-hmm.
reintroducing the hip hop culture. Might as well have them have a rap battle in Phoenix, Arizona, where they featured our boy Mega Ran, who was in the
Mm-hmm.
ring during the rap battle. Why not? It was the perfect, way to attempt to deviate away from the Big Baller brand to not make it seem
Mm.
like that all people of a certain minority
I guess this is a good
act the
way
fool
to.
that way.
I guess this is a good way to get over last week's debacle.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. That's exactly what I meant. Because it puts a really bad light on.
Mm.
Well, he returned too. He did the "You Can't See Me" talent.
Well, why didn't he? He should have came out for this.
Why?
Because I mean, it would have been interesting to see old John Cena come out and do a little rap battles.
I will say this: the Usos did their thing.
I'm actually listening to it as we speak.
Oh my gosh, we should have played it on the air.
I
Have the
can't
people
play.
listen to it.
I don't know how to play it on the air. You know how to play it on the air?
Oh my gosh.
People know where it is. I mean, hopefully they watched it.
I don't think they watched it, but it's cool though. No worries.
But you said you didn't really like the idea that they went for the jugular of Xavier Woods.
Well, I feel like it's gonna be a joke that's gonna be played out too much. Like that's gonna be the only thing people can say about Xavier Woods though.
I mean,
Nothing else. No one's gonna talk
I
about
think
that. No one's gonna talk about that before Bray Wyatt. Xavier Woods was the eater of pins. Seriously, no one's gonna talk about that. That'd be a great line to put.
I mean, my thing is he should be in 205.
You know, your name is
Number one.
Creed, but you're full of consequences. You know, you may be part of the New Day, but you always eat the pins or something like that. Like,
He should be in 205. He needs to stop fiddling with his hair. I hate his fiddling.
oh my
And
gosh.
I hope that one day he stops being the fall guy. You said it yourself. Whenever he's in there, he's gonna take the loss.
He's always going to take the loss, except for like 2 occasions where he wasn't.
And I still don't know what his finishing move is at this time.
His finishing move is the Gail Kim finisher, the Eat the Feet.
Oh yeah, that's what it
The
is.
soul foot that Chuck Taylor
yeah,
also does as well too. He does that.
And
it's called Lost in the Woods.
Lost in the Woods, yeah. I forgot about that.
His signature move is a kip up off the head clothesline, and he screams out his morphing talk before he does it.
Why?
Because video game reference and, you know, nerd culture and comic books. And Power Rangers. But I mean, the 7 was okay, you know. I feel like the Usos won, but of course they had to act the fool towards the end and start shoving. Like, it was a shove. But then they lost by DQ, like, whatever.
I mean, that hopefully this doesn't turn into another Sheamus and Cesaro 7.
Sheamus
No, I mean
and Cesaro.
7 match series where it ends in
But
nothing.
that was a good 7-match series. The end of it was poopy.
Right.
But, you know, the end game turned okay because, you know, they became a tag team. It was pretty entertaining to watch. Then they became, you know, they was able to work together. Then they won the tag team titles. Then they lost it to the Hardys. They became heels. Right. And, you know, they're doing their thing. So I'm okay with that. But the initial thought of it was, why would you have a 7-match series and there's no definitive winner?
Right. All right. Well, let's get back to Great Balls of Fire.
Hilarious.
Let's give us some
I mean, unless you want to talk about, you know, your boy James Ellsworth.
I don't. That's not my boy, but I don't. Let's just get the Great Balls of Fire. I'd rather talk about balls than freaking James Ellsworth.
Helen, don't look at me. That was him.
That was definitely him, Helen. You heard him.
No, we got the tapes. Chris, I am not taking the L on this one.
Chris is a mastermind in the audio. He could definitely make my voice sound like your voice and vice versa. He's not reliable. But let's look at some of the matches. I know you had a problem with the Cruiserweight Championship match.
It's on the kickoff show.
The kickoff. Now, is it on the kickoff show or is it just the kickoff match?
No, it's on the kickoff show. It's on the kickoff show before the pay-per-view actually starts. To attempt to hype up the pay-per-view.
I don't see any other matches. Like, it's only one. This is the first thing. I've only seen one kickoff match. So it could be one of them situations where, I mean, let me click it. This is so stupid. Let me see. I mean, are you sure? Because usually it's like 2 or 3 matches. I mean, unless they're throwing other matches in here. I don't know. So you're not a fan of this. Who would you rather have seen? Who would you rather have seen?
I mean, do you want me to go through it real quick? I mean, we can go through it real quick and I can tell you which one.
We looking at the matches, I mean, I don't think any other match.
Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt.
I mean, I could see if you would have said Enzo and Big Cass.
Yeah, but even their stuff was, you know, too interesting that it should be on the kickoff show. But like Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt, it's Bray Wyatt saying the same flipping stuff all over again.
Why are they fighting?
I don't know. It's like Chris Jericho versus Kane because of spilled coffee. I went there, and I'm not ashamed.
That's funny. I mean, I'm just curious as to why they're fighting. I mean, it seems like after the whole JoJo incident, Bray's just spiraling out of control, and Seth is now looking to become an over glorified mid carder. If Bo Dallas does join the Wyatt family finally,
He
though,
can't because he's part of the Miztourage now. Like, they ruined it.
I see him joining. I see him growing the beard.
Yeah, but he did it before too, and they didn't do anything.
No, I mean he's got to grow a serious beard.
Talking about.
Chris is playing with you then, man, because I'm telling you, he just went on your computer and he played something.
Let's do the predictions. Neville versus Akira Tozawa. Who do you have and why?
I don't even like 205 without Xavier Woods. So
I think that you're exaggerating, but whatever.
Who do you have? And well, I don't even know who.
It's gonna be Neville. There's really they're waiting for someone else to come through. I don't know who yet, but it's gonna have to be someone big. Not Xavier Woods, but someone big.
Akira Tozawa the person that is with
the Titus O'Neil? Yes. Which ironically, oh wait, I'll get to that one. The speed Summer Games Done Quick. They was playing Pokemon yesterday, and one of the Pokemon, there was a bidding war to name it, and the name of the Pokemon was Titus Brand.
Hilarious.
But yeah, I got Neville. He's not losing it for a while.
You don't think Titus will interfere?
No. Titus got his behind whipped by Braun Strowman. He's over there licking his wounds.
Why did he get his behind whipped by Braun Strowman?
Because he tried to stand up for his boy Apollo Crews after he got mule kicked.
Apollo Crews is on the Titus Brand too?
Yep.
Wow.
So there's not going to be a title change at all. Let's go to the next match. The anticipated match that's probably going to start off the show, Enzo Amore versus Big Cass. Who do you got and why?
I mean, I think Big Cass is clearly going to win. I mean, he's got to win. He turned his back. I feel like everybody who turns their back on somebody wins. Think about it. I mean, just looking back, I mean, Marty Jannetty never beat Shawn Michaels. You know, come on. You feel like he would have beat Shawn Michaels?
He beat Shawn Michaels in a match.
After the...
Yeah.
I don't remember that. It must have been not important, and he must have cheated somehow.
Marty Jannetty. That's so funny. I see what you did there.
I'm serious. The win didn't catapult him anywhere.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true, and that's why we have the Marty Jannetty rule in wrestling now.
Yeah, I mean, you got to. But yeah, who do you have? You think Enzo can pull it off somehow?
No, it's gonna be a. I mean, Bleacher Report predicted that Big Cass is gonna win. But I think it's just gonna be like a DQ. They're just gonna, call the match, whatever.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, Marty Jannetty beat Shawn Michaels for it on Raw.
On Raw.
I believe he won it on Raw.
Just a match, or?
Yep.
Was it
for the title? For the IC title.
Come on, there was interference right here for Mr. Perfect.
So?
And he beat him with a roll up.
It doesn't matter.
Oh my god, I just watched it.
1, 2, 3 Kid won his first match with a moonsault. Come on.
Oh my god, but the moonsault was something different in the '90s than it is now. I mean, Hugh Morris did it for a move all his career.
No laughing matter.
Come on, Mr. Perfect just interfered. He threw his towel, the legendary towel, at Shawn Michaels' face.
This is funny. And that was pretty funny though.
Marty Jannetty, he hit him with a roll up.
It
I'm turning
happens.
this off. I can't believe this. I can't believe you just mentioned that
The
he
next
beat him.
match is The Miz versus Dean Ambrose. Who do you got and why?
Miz,
Miz.
he had he had LeVar Ball on.
Wow.
Nah,
It's Miz because I
Dean's
mean
not good.
they have nothing to do with the IC title right now. They're
When you
basically
just
recycling the same thing they used on SmackDown.
will you just admit that Dean's not good here?
I don't think
At
it's the
least
fact that he's not
at least
good.
at least I said here. I didn't say not good. Period. He's not
Oh
good
my
here.
goodness.
Is
I
that all
see.
right?
I see what you
I
did
said,
there.
is that all right? You
Terrible.
know.
We're gonna keep on going. Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Hardy Boys in an Iron Man Tag Team Championship match. Who do you got and why?
The Hardy Boys can't lose two pay-per-views in a row, in my opinion.
Dun, 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 dun. Sheamus and Cesaro. Dun, 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 dun. Sheamus and Cesaro will retain the title. They just gotten it. They're not gonna lose it. It'd be really stupid if they, lose it a month after they won it.
Unless this is an opportunity to bring the Baldy brothers back.
You mean Gallows and Anderson?
Correct.
I would love to see the Revival get into the picture.
The Revival. I doubt it happens. They're not pushing any new tag teams until...
That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just don't see it happening. They blew a lot of... Like, the Revival perfect team now to went up against the Wyatt family. I know we talked about that before. I mean, they kind of blew a lot of those
teams.
potential.
They did it because they kept bringing them all up at the same time, and they had nothing to do with them. For them.
Yeah, and I will admit, last year around this time we were begging. I mean, absolutely begging and pleading.
Please,
indeed. Sit these part-timers down. The Canes, the Undertaker, the Chris Jerichos, and even that beast who John Gotti's name is modeled after, the Conqueror.
Wow!
Even he needs to be sat down. And so far, I mean, they've sat down so many part-timers. Not so many. I can't say so many. They sat down They sat down the majority of them.
Yes.
That were taking up some airtime. Kane's running for mayor. Undertaker's probably rehabbing. Jericho's Fozzieing it up. And now you got the Beast, the Conqueror.
I mean, I already told you before, before we even had this podcast, the most glaring example of a part-timer ruining someone else's push was CM Punk when The Rock beat him at the Royal Rumble. It was CM Punk's chance to headline a WrestleMania, and they took it away from him.
I mean,
we just had a WrestleMania for the championship with two part-timers competing for the title.
We did. Well, Brock is less of a part-timer than Goldberg, clearly.
We had another one where we had another part-timer face off against Roman Reigns. And then again, another same part-timer against Roman Reigns with the Seth Rollins run-in.
That was unfair. I mean, like I said, I'm okay with them getting rid of the part-timers, but now it's like, what do you do with the Dean Ambroses, the Shinsuke?
That's the problem. They need to take they need to take a '90s approach to it, but they're not.
They need to take a Doc and Prof approach to it, but they're not.
I'm not going to go there.
I mean, I am. Think about it like this. As I mentioned months ago, it needs to be broken down to how it used to be with rankings. Hey, who's going for which title? We're going to keep them in this lane and this lane only. Who's the number one contender? I don't even know how most of these people become number one contender anymore.
I don't know, because apparently Roman Reigns said that he's, the number one contender heading into SummerSlam. I'm like, where the bleep were you this whole time?
Yeah, how does that work? How do you just skip past?
I want to see Heath Slater compete for a WWE Championship match. I'm trolling. I'm trolling hard. Let's go to the next match. Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. Who do you got? Why?
No contest.
I don't care about this match. Let's keep going. Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks. Raw Women's Championship. Who do you got and why?
I don't see them removing. I don't even know how Sasha Banks got back into the picture. Like, I don't get it. That's another division where it's like they're just rolling the dice. It's like, all right, you got 1 through 4, you got 5 through 7, and you just got 8 and 9. Maybe if it just so happens, we'll see what happens if the die gets stuck on the side.
I got Alexa Bliss winning. They're gonna do a rematch at SummerSlam, and then Bayley's gonna turn heel.
Bayley turns heel. So
that's like the best thing that happened right there.
So what happens if Sasha Banks wins and then Bayley turns heel?
Sasha Banks loses at SummerSlam and Bayley turns heel to help Alexa Bliss wins it. I mean, that's possible.
Or Bayley just turns heel right now and then fights Sasha Banks.
No, because she's looking like the weakest person in the world right now. She's looking like she's freaking Marlena, getting roughhoused by China back in the day.
Wow.
I went there.
I mean, but you want to know, though, honestly, I think it's because she does the Macho Man elbow job terribly now. Which before it looked pretty good and it was adorable. But now it's like, oh, God, please stop. It's just not working anymore. Like, it worked for some time.
It worked. And someone said, her potential died with, Dream when he passed.
I don't think so. I think it just got stale. It's time for her to stab those little dancing air things. That's the only way to go heel. She's got to be like, always a good time.
I mean, she's no Io Shirai. Who's competing in the Mae Young Classic.
I look forward. I might actually watch that.
But we got 2 more matches real quickly. I know that, we're crossing over into our last subject, but it's fine. Braun Strowman, or Braun, versus Mr. I enjoy doing things to my hands all day long while Vince McMahon passes out due to a boner. I mean...
Oh my God. Wow.
Sorry, Helen. I'm sorry. It happened. It's a thing. Roman Reigns versus... Wow, Bleacher Report got it wrong. Oh my gosh! Bleacher Report Plus! They put Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar in the ambulance match.
Wow.
Bleacher Report gets the plus of the day.
That's crazy.
Bleacher Report, you should probably check your stuff before you put it out there for people to listen to.
Wow. Hopefully they did it over.
Nope. So, Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns in an ambulance match. Who do you got and why?
I don't think Roman wins. Oh, I hope Brock wins. I mean, now they got me saying Brock. I hope Braun wins because he did lose that other one, which I thought he should have won. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Braun. I don't think that they should let Roman win this match. It's time for him to lose this one.
They're gonna give this match the John Cena treatment, and Roman Reigns is gonna win.
I can't believe you just did that.
I had to. It could be the John Cena treatment. I don't think they're gonna let him lose. But he lost 3 pay-per-views. He'll be losing 3 pay-per-views to Braun Strowman.
Who?
Roman Reigns.
He didn't lose to Braun.
He lost to Braun before.
Not really. He beat Braun in the match that counted.
And then Braun beat him the next pay-per-view.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't think so.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's supposed to have been Braun versus Brock anyway. But
you got to prove that to me. I don't think Braun's beat him in pay-per-views. I think he might have. I don't even think he's beat him on Raw or wherever they're at. I think he lost. I know he lost to Roman, and then they just so happen to share finishing moves every once in a while.
I see what you did there.
You know, like, hey, you're gonna take a Superman punch tonight, and then next night you're gonna take a running power slam, and I'm gonna attack you, and then I'm gonna break your arm, and your shoulder's gonna be ripped out of your body. I mean, I've seen those kind of things, but I don't know about these wins and losses.
Yeah, because he did beat him at a pay-per-view. Because like afterwards, that was when Braun like decided to be one of those psychos from Gears of War and run to the ambulance door like a complete moron. I think that was definitely on pay-per-view. It was so stupid that it was on pay-per-view. Well,
Nah, that was on Raw.
No, it wasn't on Raw. It wasn't on Raw, but it's fine though. Let's get to the last match, because this is the only match of this entire card that I'm personally invested in. And that's the Universal Championship match with the WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar versus the Samoan Submission Machine, the right hand of destruction himself, Samoa Joe. Who do you got and why?
I think Brock wins. I just think it's one of those situations where I don't understand how Joe became number one contender. Number one, number two.
He won the One's contender match.
Again, I don't understand how he became number one contender.
Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle put him in the match.
It's terrible.
Hey, at least it was better than frickin' Lana getting a title match in her first frickin' match on SmackDown. Or Roman Reigns saying, "Oh, I'm gonna battle whoever wins at SummerSlam."
See, I actually would have rather something like that happened. I like.
You just got to say you didn't like that before. Oh my goodness.
What, with Lana?
No, with Roman Reigns.
You didn't mention. I forget Roman Reigns. I don't care about Roman Reigns. No, what you said about Lana. I liked what Lana did. That was great. You know, like, hey, I want to be on the pay-per-view. I have to be champion.
You mean not to be like champion. The Ascension and pretend that they wreck, Breezango's office just to get into the match?
Hilarious. Exactly.
I understand why you think that. I mean, they're going to try to build Brock strong, heading towards SummerSlam, heading towards, an inevitable matchup against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania next year in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. But Joe's gonna kill him. Joe's gonna kill him. Joe's gonna kill him and win and become the new WWE Universal Champion. Mm. And he will choke Brock out. Choke Brock out. Feed him more. Choke Brock out.
I mean, I'm glad you feel that way. The
build up to the match is something that we've missed as wrestling fans. It's something that hasn't happened in a very long time. Where you have two titans. That isn't just big sweaty guys that Vince McMahon loves that, can't wrestle out of a wet paper bag. Hulk Hogan!
Terrible.
Great Khali! Oh, sorry. Oh, man, that BS is just killing me, these sinuses. But both of them could legitimately wrestle. They built up Joe correctly, when they brought him up to the main roster. This was the best opportune time to get him into it. The last 2 weeks, even the last 3 weeks, starting with his one-on-one with Paul Heyman, I literally can't help but watch it over and over again after it happens, because it was just too good to pass up. It's too good to ignore. Like, it's very, I don't want to say attitude, it's very like late 90s pre-attitude era where the intensity is there. There's like a deep-rooted hatred between these two people that they want to just rip each other apart. And also, you know, the way that Brock acted so nonchalant and, you know, galvanizing and, you know, basically poking the beast, to use a pun, that he's going to get punched in the mouth and he's going to end up choking, having to tap out. It's going to turn into an MMA bout.
Oh, goodness. Is that what we really want?
It's going to be better than watching Brock suplex people 15 times.
You don't think he's going to get 15 suplexes?
He's going to get at least 5.
I'm calling 10.
I hope it's not 10.
It's gonna be
I hope
10,
it's not
bro.
10. That'll make me so upset. That'll make me so sad.
Why would you be sad? I mean, that's what we expect from a part-timer.
I don't want to see it. That's why I want Joe to win. I want to see a champion on the show, on the flagship show of the WWE every week. Don't you want to see that? Don't you feel like you'd be more invested with that?
I would, maybe, but I think because of some of the downfalls, I just skip it. I just skip it.
I mean, I feel like it's the best thing in the world. I feel like this is something that, you know, I've been whining about for the longest, that I could finally get. You know? Like, I feel like I could finally get what I've been wanting for the longest. And I hope that Brock loses his championship.
Yeah, you had it right. You had it right the first time. Brock win. Loses this week, he'll just win it back the next pay-per-view, and then it'll just set it up for Roman. That's what you're asking for, right?
No, I don't want that at all. In fact, I want Joe to snap Roman Reigns' neck, so that when he comes back, he'll finally be the Roman Reigns that people wanted. And yes, I know this is bad, and I shouldn't be saying that, and I shouldn't wish ill will towards people, but I'm tired of this brand of WWE we're getting.
I mean, for me, I do want it to be that way, but I mean, I feel like they're not gonna pay Braun. Excuse me. They're not gonna pay Brock Lesnar $10 to $15 million to not be champion.
I feel like it's more beneficial for the company to actually have a champion that's there, because the IC title, which is supposed to be the number two title on that brand, looks like a complete joke. It went from bears to big baller brands to people shouting out the N-words to entourages. You know, then a guy who have kids competing for a chance to win the title. It's going nowhere, and it's going nowhere fast.
Who has kids?
That's Heath Slater's gimmick.
That's his gimmick?
Yeah.
That he's got kids?
Yeah. See, he laughs, but now you get what I'm trying to convey now.
But you just trolled us in saying that he should be up for the WWE title. That's why it makes it even funnier.
I know. That was me trolling.
I know. That makes the trolling funnier. I can't believe you did that. But I don't know. I think the WWE is going to have to do another one of those major roster shakeup thingies where they might have to start cutting some of the major weight.
They have to do something. They have to do something.
I mean, I really don't understand. You know, it's going to be interesting.
They need to do something, and I feel like having Joe win the title is best for business.
I think if anybody won a title at this point, and outside of Roman, it'd be best for business.
Yeah, because I mean, we was okay with Braun winning it.
I mean, unless James Ellsworth somehow pulls it off.
God have mercy.
Exactly. Exactly. And my point exactly. You're just asking for it.
I would rather throw up consistently than to watch James Ellsworth walk around with the main title of either brand.
With a belt that's bigger than his whole torso.
Oh my gosh.
It's too funny. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I'm expecting a 6.5 pay-per-view. I'm not expecting anything major.
Yeah. I think it'll probably get a 7 if Joe wins it. Like, it gets
Really?
that extra half a point for me. If he wins it.
If he wins it.
But, I mean, I guess that's about it for WWE, unless you have anything else to talk about it.
No, I mean, I am interested to see who cashes in the Money in the Bank. I know that was also another emphasis where people were saying that Baron Corbin could cross over and come to Raw and win the title.
I mean, if he beats Brock for it, I'll be fine with that.
No, I mean,
or even if he beats Joe for it, like, that sets up a great, feud right there for the summer.
He definitely would beat Joe.
Like anything. Like anyone but you, Brock. Anyone but you, Roman.
I could see Joe, if Joe does win with the Coquina Clutch or some other move that he does, maybe he brings out the Muscle Buster.
That'd be great. Which, shout outs to Tyson Kidd for, safe recovery and being able to work backstage as a producer with WWE. Kudos to WWE for, still supporting the guy. Class act. Class act.
But I mean, obviously that's a possibility. Baron Corbin comes out. End of days.
End of days.
Or maybe he beats Brock Lesnar, then Brock Lesnar gets upset, hits him with an F5, and then Baron Corbin comes out, hits him with an End of Days, and ladies and gentlemen, we have confetti.
Something is better than Brock Lesnar doing 15 German suplexes and winning the title and retaining the title. Just saying.
You might as well get ready for that, because you already know you're going to at least see 10 suplexes.
I really hope not.
I mean, just get ready for it. 10, at least 10. That's the only thing that's going to make the match go
10.
That's the only thing that's going to make the match go beyond 15 minutes. Suplexes.
It needs to be more than this. Like, we deserve better than this. Okay, I'm finished with WWE. Real quick before we go to actually, that's gonna be my last thoughts, actually. That's gonna be my final thoughts.
I mean, really, those were the only the topics that we really had to discuss.
Well, and the last thing we're going to talk about real quickly is Summer Games Done Quick. It is...
Is that your final
ongoing
thought,
right now? No, actually, this is actually a topic. It is ongoing right now. It is actually concluding the Mega Man X2 speed run. This is a charity event where they play video games for charity. The charity for this event is Doctors Without Borders. Great thing they've been doing for like the past, I want to say maybe 7-8 years, maybe. Currently, right now, they're at about just shy of $550,000 raised. This is day 3. Last event, which was AGDQ back in January, they raised almost $3 million. The hope for them is to at least get to $3.5 to $4 million raised for this charity event. So if you have a chance, check out jamesdonequick.com. Be sure to donate for them. I enjoy it because it's video games. It's, exploring different things. It's, the potential of having Doc and Prof joining one year to speedrun the division.
That would be crazy if we were speedrunning the division. in front of a live audience.
I mean, I don't think they want us to do it from start to finish, like from that YouTube video, because it is going to be about 9 to 11 hours. Granted, there are some speedruns that takes a good while. Actually,
Right.
after the Mega Man X3 race tonight, they're gonna conclude the night with a Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Any percent speedrun that has an estimate 3 hours and 50 minutes, but I mean that pales in for 10 hours. Compared to 10 hours. Just saying.
Gotcha.
Like, by the time people go to sleep, we'll be starting. By the time they wake up, we'll still be playing. And by the time they come back from work, we'll probably still be playing.
I could see something like that where, they just kept cutting back to us to see where we were. Or it's like they're playing all the other games and they just cut back to see how far we've gotten.
And people do that.
Yeah.
People actually do that. Like, I know when I was watching, there were almost 200,000 people watching on stream on Twitch. Altogether was like 145 million people viewed the actual stream itself since it actually began on Friday. So, I mean, it's pretty Sunday. I mean, so it's a pretty big deal. But that's all I gotta say about Summer Games Done Quick. I'm looking forward to watching more of it. I probably won't be watching much of the Twilight Princess because I don't really like Twilight Princess that much.
Come on.
But to each his own.
Yeah, you love it.
Oh my gosh. But let's go to our final thoughts. Doctor, what are your final thoughts for this week? For the people!
Well, obviously, Evo is next week. Evolution is a mystery. Next week. So we will be having our first live episode of Debate Amongst Friends live in Texas.
Hilarious.
I mean, come on, you gotta feel the glow on that one.
Dang it! Dang it! I told him before the show don't use that. Dang it! It's killing me.
Sure looked like a goddie to me.
Oh no! I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
God.
I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh.
Everybody's got a price. No, but in all seriousness, I guess my final thoughts was just looking forward to going out to Evo, which could potentially be the last Evo of my career. But that's a whole nother story. God, haters. But ultimately, I look forward to going out there and seeing all the competitors compete, as well as seeing all the salt pour from the game sticks. What? What?
I can't believe you did that. I'm so salty right now.
That's the beginning of the Morton.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe he just did that.
Wait, which part? I don't know what you mean.
Everything! The
Okay.
last Evo in your career, like, you're gonna go to Evo more. We're gonna try to go to CEO. We're gonna try to go to Capcom Cup, the championship.
I might have to get a shot glass and maybe a T-shirt as a memorial.
You already got a shot glass and a t-shirt for last year.
The death of Evo.
Wow.
I gotta leave one of a candle. Doc was here. Shame. What are your final thoughts out there, sir?
Terrible. Like, that's leveling up almost up to pissantry right there, sir. That's almost up to pissantry, sir.
I knew it. Come on.
Dang it! I want to give a
it's true.
big shout out to something that happened over the weekend. There was a tournament that happened, and it was the crowning of a new champion. Giving a shout out to Kenny Omega.
Mm.
for becoming the IWGP US Champion. Which, in a great display of irony, Kevin Owens is the US Champion in WWE, and Kenny Omega is the US Champion of the IWGP. Both of which are Canadians. So, I guess you could say maybe America's free? I don't know.
Terrible.
America's free and home of the brave.
Wow. What about, I mean, obviously, wait, are you finished with your final thoughts? I want to make sure I don't.
No, say it! Say it! This is our time.
Manny Pacquiao. He got beat unfree?
He got beat very controversially.
I mean, would we say that's non-free?
That was on some Roy Jones Jr. Olympic kind of controversy.
I mean, we're almost talking up to Montreal.
No, this goes beyond Montreal. At least we know, it just happened out of nowhere. Like, these judges knew what they was doing beforehand.
That's crazy.
Just saying.
I mean, would you go on the lines of saying that well, I guess it would be different, but I just hate it though, because now it's like, oh, now this guy thinks he can go out there and try to fight Floyd Mayweather, who nobody's giving Conor a chance. But I really think Conor might be able to beat Floyd. Personally, I think Conor might be able to beat Floyd.
I didn't want to think about that dumpster fire of a match.
You think it's a dump fire?
I think it's gonna be a dumpster fire.
I think Conor can really fight though.
I think Conor can win. Floyd really hasn't been training as much, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is even if Conor wins, there's gonna be an asterisk next to it. Oh well, Floyd didn't take this seriously, or Floyd didn't train hard enough, or Floyd wins his asterisk because he faced off against an MMA fighter. He doesn't box, so that's why I'm like, it's a dumpster fire. Either way, like, they still lose.
Got it. Well, I mean, as you mentioned, this is seriously the last final thought, though. Seriously, you mentioned tomorrow. I think you did say tomorrow. No, Thursday.
Tomorrow is Thursday.
Friday. We got trolled by the 4th of July. Straight troll this year. Friday marks the 20th anniversary of Hollywood Hogan, or I guess you should put it, the death of Hulkamania. And then you said we got.
I was just gonna call it the leg drop of doom for most people.
We're talking a lot of money.
The leg drop of doom for children's childhoods.
Death of Hulkamania. But I think that's really it for the show tonight, man. I mean, I thought we covered a lot. I mean, NBA free agency, WWE, Great Balls of Fire, fighting game community, and awesome games done quick.
Summer games done quick.
It was awesome games done quick, right?
That was in January.
I think they should just keep the same name. I mean, so what is in the summer?
Wow.
They just ruined it.
Wow.
Just end the show.
I feel like there was salt right there.
No, that's just dumb.
Wow. Well, tonight's track is from R.A. the Rugged Man. It's a track found by our very own Doc Ocean. The track name is Media Midgets on the album Legends Never Die. We put the link out there if you want to order the album now. It is from back in 2015. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Always be sure to follow us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/debateamongfriends, our Twitter page, Debate Among Friends, and we'll soon have Instagram and other stuff as well too. Once again, be sure to check out our products on teesprings.com/store/debateamongfriends. I am the Professor John Gotti.
And I'm Doc Ocean, Dr. Wednesday Night himself.
And we'll be sure to catch you again next week. Same podcast time, same podcast channel. And a big shout out to my little brother and sister. It is their birthday today, 26 years old. Y'all getting old. Peace and love.
Deuces.
You can't keep me down, you can't keep me down. You can't keep me down, you can't keep me down. You can't keep me down, you can't keep me down. Down, down, down. See, you ain't rockin', for instance, you poppin', but you robbin'. Hip-hop with traditions, you ain't rappers, you more like crooked politicians. Part of whose creation, new nation, trying to fuck us with no lubrication. Raping, never losing, elusive for Satan. Calling me Cain in the caveman in the cave. Came close, but never caved in. The false image of a prophet you praising. You living in a nation, living in intimidation. Through the primitive media manipulation, terror tactics and intimidation. We lack innovation, looking for more fame. They control your brain. The gullible puppets of the public get played like a game. Get your jaw reconstructed. I ain't no puppet, ain't throwing up no diamond. Here's the middle finger, go shove it. Fuck the media, posing as expert down. Fuck the radio, fuck the television networks. I'm not apologizing, I don't care what the cost is. Go ahead, corporations, you can take back your endorsements. Fuck the media, posing as expert down. Fuck the radio, fuck the television networks. You could murder me before I let you take control. My mind is my own and I trust in my soul. Telling you their lies and you believe in it. The mob-minded media mentality, speaking to the insecure sheep looking for leadership. Television producers looking for losers, looking for stupider viewers. The advertisers dumbing down the consumers. You lost your integrity, you sold your soul for fame and fortune. You defeated some the rusty hanger in the back alley of portion. You ain't stopping the progression of my musical expression. Always got them guessing when I'm dropping a lesson. Let it rot in your intestine. And why so many folks is jealous that I was co-signed by Biggie. Internet nerds rewriting history, lying, saying he dissed me. I know in your small brains it might hurt, but I was there. The closest you ever got was wearing Biggie on your t-shirt. Whatever hype they supplying and advertising you buying, let me guide and enlighten. They lying, I ain't frightened of fighting. If you get offended by me and my honesty, tell my publicist she never find me making no public apology. Fuck with media, posing as expert down. Fuck the radio, fuck the television networks. I'm not apologizing, I don't care what the cost is. Go ahead, corporations, you can take back your endorsements. Fuck the media, posing as expert down. Fuck the radio, fuck the television networks. You could murder me before I let you take control. My mind is my own and I trust in my soul. Yo, from murdering children to dead soldiers to dead civilians, to the killings and the bombings of the buildings, to borrowing trillions. Who's to blame when the brain of the next insane psycho flips? Brain cells are programmed like they membrane microchips. I'm guns and Bible, I'm pro-life and pro-war, pro-fighting, profanity, writing, reciting, gambling, tossing the dice and trifling, rioting, sight, no low lighting, no hiding. You wanna see the true racist? Just take a look at Joe Biden. Fuck the media, posing as expert down. Fuck the radio, fuck the television networks. I'm not apologizing, I don't care what the cost is. Go ahead, corporations, you can take back your endorsements. Fuck the media, posing as expert down. Fuck the radio, fuck the television networks. You could murder me before I let you take control. My mind is my own and I trust in my soul. You can't keep me down, you can't keep me down. You can't keep me down, you can't keep me down. You can't keep me down, you can't keep me down. My mind is my own and I trust in my soul. You can't keep me down, you can't keep me down. Down, you can't keep me down, you can't keep me down. Down, you can't keep me down, you can't keep me down. My mind is my own and I trust in my soul.